70% of blown engines I see in my shop could have been avoided. Doing one simple thing will save you thousands in engine repairs. Yet almost every driver ignores it and ends up paying $6,000 to $10,000 for a rebuild. That's the real, shocking truth that manufacturers and quick lube shops never tell you. Don't be that driver. Stick around because I'll reveal my biggest bonus secret. The single reason my F-150 is still running after 350,000 miles. Let's expose these myths now.
The engine destruction starts quietly, not with a bang, but with a starved gasp for air. Most drivers focus on the oil, but a tiny cracked vacuum hose or a little dirt can melt a piston if ignored. This is one of those small problems that snowballs into a $1,000 nightmare. Engines have been destroyed before 70,000 miles because of a $5 hose. Start with a listen. With the hood up, listen for a faint hissing at idle. If you hear it, grab some carb cleaner and spray it around the brittle-looking hoses. If the engine note changes, you found the invisible air leak. It gets worse. An air leak forces your engine to run lean, which cooks your catalytic converter trying to burn that extra oxygen. That's a massive repair waiting to happen. And if a tiny crack in rubber can cause that much damage, wait until you see what happens when the very mechanism controlling the air, the throttle body, gets dirty. While airflow is critical, there's another hidden system that manages pressure inside your engine, and ignoring it has blown more motors than most drivers realize. I'm talking about the PCV valve, and the majority of drivers don't even know it exists. Yet this tiny component keeps your engine from turning into a sludge factory. I've seen countless cars come through my shop with a clogged or stuck PCV valve, completely unnoticed until the serious damage shows up. Find this valve, often on the valve cover, and remove it. If it doesn't rattle when you shake it, it's stuck. A blocked line will pressurize the crankcase, leading to major oil leak, blown gaskets, and in severe cases, warped heads. Neglecting this small, cheap system can silently destroy your engine's insides. But that wasn't the whole story. Most drivers never glance at the timing cover, but that's where small oil leaks quietly turn into massive engine problems. A slow drip behind that cover can soak belts and pulleys. And worst of all, the timing chain. Let it slide, and a snapped chain or belt can obliterate your engine in seconds. $3,000 or more in a heartbeat. Inspect the front of the engine for oil streaks or dampness where the cover meets the block. Look for the grime that hides those slow leaks. Don't overlook the hidden problem. One torn engine mount can wreck far more than your comfort. When mounts dry out, the engine rocks under load. That constant movement stresses the exhaust, CV axles, and even the transmission. That type of damage can cost owners thousands, all from a part that costs a few $100. If you spot oil or massive movement, replace the mounts in pairs. Ignore it, and you'll feel the next failure through your wallet. Coolant isn't forever. Over time, it breaks down, loses its rust inhibitors, and turns acidic. That acidic sludge quietly eats away at aluminum heads and water pumps. A neglected cooling system is one of the top reasons engines overheat and crack. A $2,000 repair or worse. My advice? Every 2 to 3 years, drain that old acidic fluid and flush the system. Don't just top it off. Then, we move to the leak that often shows up outside, but signals deep trouble inside. Coolant seepage around the head gasket. Head gaskets rarely fail overnight. They usually give small warnings first. Look for dampness, white chalky residue, or a sweet smell where the head meets the block. If you're topping off your coolant often with no visible puddle, the gasket could be seeping internally. Miss this, and the next symptom will be overheating and a dead motor. And speaking of early warnings, your engine's first language is sound, and it tells on itself the first few seconds after you turn the key. A knocking or tapping sound on a cold start is never just normal. It can point to worn bearings or oil not reaching the top end fast enough. Ignore it, and you're gambling with a $4,000 rebuild. Start the engine after it's been sitting overnight and listen closely before the oil pressure builds. A light tick may be lifters, but a deeper knock that lingers often means rod bearings are wearing out. If you catch the sound early, fixing the cause, like a restricted oil pickup, can save the engine. But even with a quiet engine, your car can still suffer strange electrical problems if one critical connection is ignored. The engine grounds. Corroded or loose grounds wreck an engine without warning, causing misfires, stalling, or even a failure to start because of nothing more than a dirty wire. Fix a simple ground today and prevent a $1,000 diagnostic nightmare tomorrow.
We've covered the silent killers.
The PCV valve, the sneaky timing cover leaks, and the acid-fueled destruction of old coolant. All of these tips save you money by stopping small, cheap failures before they turn into financial ruin. But here is the number one most important habit, the lifeline of your entire engine, and the secret to my truck's 350,000-mile survival. Warming up the engine before hard driving. There's a myth you don't need to do it anymore. False. Your oil is cold and thick during startup, and it hasn't fully circulated. If you throw the car into gear and floor it right away, you're stressing metal parts that aren't fully protected. That leads to scuffed cylinder walls and worn bearings. Start the car, let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds, then drive gently until the temp gauge moves. That simple minute of patience can save you years of engine life. Now you know the secrets the pros use. Think your car is safe now? Maybe not. Because while you're fixing one issue, you might still be committing the everyday mistakes that kill cars the fastest. Don't guess. Know for sure. Click the link below to see the worst car mistakes drivers make every day.